Aloha familia! How y'all doing today?
Today we're here on the farm. We're gonna spray neem. Today's our spray day. So we're gonna let you guys walk with us and we're gonna show you how we do it. We're also gonna show you or tell you about some personal care sides of neem and also where you can get it.
Yes, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one.
First off, we use a high quality cold pressed organic neem oil. We get our neem directly from the source.
Yes.
Neem is indigenous to India.
Yes.
So we get our neem directly from India.
Yes. And the neem tree has been used for over thousands and thousands of years. So this is not a new topic that we are discussing today. It's been found in some of the world's oldest texts, and it's because it really works. I mean, this is what we use. This is the only thing we use, and we come up with great products. So it's our secret, and the secret's out.
We spray neem once a week. We spray every 7 to 10 days, making sure to get the top and the bottom of the leaves.
Yes. So the main way we use it is as a natural pesticide and a natural fungicide. It has been known to reduce and repel over like 200 insect species, gets rid of fungicides, root rot, rust, aphids, scales, mealybugs, whiteflies. I mean,
nematodes.
The list goes on and on. So those are the main reasons that we use the neem, is to work as a natural pesticide, especially in a place like the tropics here where we are. We deal with a lot of different species of all kinds. So to find a natural product that really works has been super beneficial for us.
You can put neem on your skin. So to know that we're using something that's friendly, that means a lot. That's really what we came here for. That's what this is all about.
Right.
So when we found neem, or when neem was introduced to us, and we realized that it was something that we could use in the garden, use on our skin, and also use as a medicine, that developed more of a passion for us to learn more about it and continue to go forward in that direction.
It's just because it works. It's like I use neem on my skin daily. I've gone through periods where I brush my teeth with neem. Like you said, it's antibacterial, antifungal. In your hair, I mean, on cuts. We've done cleanses, which we can, we'll have another video about talking more specifically about the personal care ways we use neem. But today we're going to talk about how we use the neem oil garden, how to create the mixture, and how to apply it. So
yeah, Asia usually does the neem spray here on the farm. It's either Asia, sometimes I do the spray, or it's whoever is work trading for us at that time.
Yeah.
For the last few months, we've had Eleanor. She's been here working for us. So she's done the spray. But this is something that Asia has done for many years. It's something that I've done for many years. And Asia is more familiar with the exact prescribed amounts.
So we have the neem oil. We provide the neem oil. It comes in a bottle. And basically, sometimes neem oil can solidify. It's like coconut oil in a way, to where at cooler room temperatures, it can start to solidify. So basically, if it is solidified, what I do first is I take the neem and I put it in a bucket of lukewarm water. You don't want to make it too hot because the neem oil is alive. It has enzymes in it. So you don't want to make it too hot because you want to keep those enzymes alive. And what that does, the lukewarm water, obviously, it melts the neem oil. So I do that maybe like 30 minutes prior to when I'm going to use it. And then once I get that, I take my neem oil, I get my Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap, but you can use any type of organic soap.
You can use any soap, but peppermint soap, peppermint itself is known to repel bugs.
Yeah.
So that's why we use the peppermint, because it's just an added repellent to the neem.
Yeah, so we use peppermint. Then I take my mason jar. So I use a mason jar because I'm using a 5-gallon backpack sprayer. I take my mason jar, I put my prescribed amount of neem oil in there, I put my prescribed amount of soap in there, which are all on the back of our bottle. All of our instructions on the back of the bottle, and I'm sure wherever you get your neem from, there'll be instructions there. I put a little bit of water into that mason jar. I cap the mason jar and I shake it up very well. And basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get that emulsified before I add the remainder amount of oil to it. So my oil, my soap, a little bit of water, mason jar, I shake that for about 2 minutes. Once I feel like that is really emulsified, I then begin to pour that directly into my sprayer, whichever your choice of sprayer is. Mine is a backpack because we have a big garden. And then I fill that with the remaining amount of, I fill the backpack with water, the rest of it with water. And yeah, that's pretty much How's it going?
Another key thing is to make sure you spray early in the morning or later in the evening when the sun is setting or when the sun is just rising, because you don't want it to be too hot out when you spray the neem. You want the plant to be comfortable and relaxed and still moist.
Yeah.
So early in the day or later at night, we spray early in the day. Fun fact is that neem increases earthworm population in your garden. So the earthworms love it, but bugs that are pests that like to chew on your plants, they get out of there.
Now, one thing I would like to say, which I haven't really heard people share, is that if you do see a species of insects, say for instance ladybugs or bees, I do try to avoid spraying them, just because we want to encourage them to be here. And then basically the oil, it acts as, it can basically be harmful in a way to those types of species, which we don't want that to happen. So if just when you're spraying, be mindful of avoiding beneficial insects. Another tip is that you want to make sure that you are thoroughly spraying your plants, specifically on the top of the leaves and under the leaves, and that you are regularly spraying your plants. So because neem isn't a toxic type of pesticide or anything like that,
it doesn't create a kill zone.
Yeah.
So it doesn't kill anything. This is why you have to be so regular with it.
Right. It's important to be regular and committed to the process.
Yeah, neem here on our farm is just our farming style. It's not even something that we're necessarily committed to. We don't even think about it. It's just something that we do. Another thing is, when you first use neem for the first time, let's say you have a bug problem and you introduce neem to the garden for the first time, what I recommend is that first week, you spray neem 2 to 3 times that first week. Do that for 2 weeks in a row. Spray neem 3 days the first week, 3 days the second week. From there, you can go back to 1 day a week. But for the initial, just to get started, to set the bugs back, I recommend, since this is not a poison, and it just interrupts the breeding and the feeding cycle of the bugs, when you're first introducing it, go ahead and give it in a larger amount, and then you can reduce as you go on.
So you run them first, make sure it's really emulsified before you put it into whatever type of sprayer it is. Second, you want to make sure that you're doing it at a good time of the day where it's not too hot. So usually early in the rising or later on in the evening when the weather is starting to cool down.
Don't be surprised if you go in your cabinet, you look at the neem oil, the bottle, and it looks clumpy, or it has solidified. It's just like coconut oil. At a cooler temperature, it will solidify. So you have to put that in warm water. Don't put it in hot water. Just put it in warm water, and it will turn immediately back into an oil, just like coconut oil.
The next thing is to make sure you're on a regular pattern with the neem, where you just want to be following directions. For us, it's every 7 to 10 days that we use it in the garden. And you want to make sure that you are thoroughly spraying your plants both on the top and underneath of the leaves, where most of the insects like to hide.
Just keep in mind that neem is alkaline.
Yeah.
And also another thing is, we use both the neem oil and the neem cake. So during the pressing, the oil comes out one side and the pulp from that pressing comes out the other side. That pulp we call neem cake. So we use that neem cake in the garden as a fertilizer. Primarily, it's a fertilizer, but it also repels bugs, so it's a pesticide as well. We use neem oil once a week as a natural pesticide. We use neem cake about every 7 weeks as a natural fertilizer. It's real simple. We've been doing this for a while, and from the feedback we've got and from the results we've got here in our garden, we know neem works.
Yeah.
You can find our neem online at ainacompany.com. You can also get it here on the Big Island at many farm and garden grow shops, at the farmers market, and
if you are interested in knowing those exact locations, don't hesitate to send me an email, hit me up on Instagram at Aina Company. I'll be happy to share those locations with you all. I'm also offering a free template for the way we use neem and some additional things that we may not have shared in this video. So if you're interested in getting that, don't hesitate again to reach out to me. I'll be happy to send that over to you guys.
Again, that's info at ainacompany.com. And before we leave, we want to give a shout out to Lindy Lou.
Lindy Lou!
That's our mentor here on the Big Island. She not only introduced us to farming, gardening, she taught us everything we know about what we're doing right now, what we do today, how we've made a living for the last 7 years. But she also introduced us to neem. When we first came here 7 years ago, Lindy Lou introduced us to neem. She told us all about it. She told us how she uses it. And pretty much
We've been hooked ever since.
Gave us the go from there, and we took off with it.
Yes. So we thank you, Ms. Lindy Lou. We love you so much. And to close out this video, if you have any more questions, comments, concerns, if you want to share anything, don't hesitate to drop that in the comment section below. We'd be happy to hear from you. And I think anybody that watching this video could benefit from the things that you leave. So don't hesitate to do that.
Aloha, family.
All right, we'll check you on the next one. Personal care coming soon. Neem on.